Big Ed here. Today I'm bringing you the Charter Arms Bulldog. This is chambered in .44 Special. It's an all-steel 5-shot revolver. It is double single action, which means you can either long heavy trigger pull, or else you can go ahead and cock it right there for a very light trigger pull. This is a buddy of mine, and I want to thank Dave for letting me borrow this gun. As soon as I saw this, it's cool. I definitely liked it. This is going to appeal to big bore people. 44 caliber chambering right there is a big hole. Also, I like the looks of this revolver. This kind of had that classic revolver look. Also, Charter Arms has a little soft spot in my heart. I inherited one from my uncle, and he passed away many years ago, and the little .38 Special detective, the undercover detective model, undercover model, I believe it's called. And so I saw this, and this is basically its big brother right here. And this is a modern firearm right here, or this is probably built in the last year or two. And this was bought by my buddy a little over a year ago, and it came with this Crimson Trace laser grip on here, and the battery is dead in it. I'm not going to use it for anything that would need a laser for, but you can see the laser comes out here on the side, and I think he got this for a steal. I believe he paid like $550 for this with the Crimson Trace on it. So this revolver is probably brand new. I believe it's around like the $375 range it can be had for. Let's talk about the chambering. This gun is manufactured in .44 Special. Basically, .44 Special is the same relationship that a .357 has to a .38. It's the same case, but it's a little shorter, so it'll take a little less powder. The other thing is they don't load them as hot, so you're not going to nearly develop the pressures in a .38 or .44 Special as that you will in the big versions of those, the .357 and the .44 mag. Those are much hotter cartridges. But the interesting part is you can hand load them hot. This gun I would be very careful with because this is .44 Special, and you can just tell by looking at this, you wouldn't want to fire a .44 mag in this. I mean, it's a nice gun and I like it, but it's just not big enough and heavy enough to shoot a .44 Magnum out. That would definitely scare me a little bit, but this would definitely be fun to hand load for. So, if you like to hand load, this would definitely be neat to tailor some loads for you. Now, I have a plate set up right over here. We're going to work close with this. The first few times I shot this gun, I had trouble hitting anything with it. And that's because, basically, I was spending some time with the revolver this morning looking at it. The way the sights are lined up. Let's see if we can get a good clear picture there. There you go. If you see the sights right there, I was kind of lining it up like that. I think that's a mistake. It wants to be more like that. And I was just kind of, lining up the top, and it looks like it wants to line, and all these ridges it looks like it's going to go towards the bottom, and so basically the top of the front sight post is going to, come out of the rear sight groove. And as you can see, these are molded in there, that's a cast thing. So this revolver is definitely designed for some, I would say close encounter work, and this is not going to be something you're going to want to try to range out. At least I'm not very proficient at shooting this at a distance. We'll try, I'll go for 15-20 yards today, but that'll probably be about it. And I definitely like big bore revolvers. This is definitely pretty cool. I mean, these are some, you start handling these things. These are some big boys, these .44 Specials, and they're definitely got some good girth on them. So I got 5 rounds of my Hornady loaded up here. We're gonna go for double action, and we're probably 8 or 9 meters max from this 12-inch plate right here. Again, this gun is for some close range work, and I'll work my way back. We're gonna go double action only right here. One of the drawbacks that I see to a .44 Special revolver that's solely .44 Special is that you can't shoot .44 Magnums out of it. And the interesting thing is, a lot of .44 Special ammo sometimes costs more than .44 mag ammo, and basically all it is a detuned .44 mag. So that, and .38 Special sometimes costs more than .357, but usually not in that case. But .44 Special is expensive stuff. I'm a big fan of this, but this is the cheapest .44 Special I could find. And in Rutland, where there's 3 gun stores, I could not find, 4 gun stores that I tried, I could not find any 44 special for sale. So I got Critical Defense. I'm a big fan of this stuff. This is a lot of my carry ammo. This is 44 special, 165 grade FTX, 900 feet per second at the muzzle. And this was the cheapest I could find at Midway USA, so that'll give you an idea of basically what I'm shooting. This is $1 a round, and this is inexpensive for 44 specials. So that's one of the drawbacks of 44 special. It's costly ammo, so, but the good part about this is, you know, once you get 100 brass cases, 200 brass cases, reload it. And this would, you get to save a fortune reloading this stuff. Castro and bullets, it'll cost you close to nothing to reload this stuff. But let's go ahead and take a few shots here. So I'm about 8 to 9 yards away from my 12-inch plate, so I'm not too far away. So we've got it loaded up here, 5 rounds of the Hornady, and we're going to go ahead double action only and try to get some nice hits on that plate right there. You can see a little flinch on that last one. I mean, this thing's got a little bit of kick to it. It's not too bad, but it's definitely got some more than my 38 special. So you got to hold on to it. You know, and it's definitely a light gun, but it's definitely got some kick. But you're definitely shooting something with some authority coming out of there. You know, big heavy bullet. 12 yards back from my plate right now. Same ammo loaded up, and we're gonna go for single action trigger pulls this time. See if I can wring some accuracy out of myself in this gun. That's 5. So I've got the hole figured out here. Basically what I'm more using than the front sight, which goes against all pistol shooting knowledge on my part, is basically lining up these back railings right there and making sure these are horizontal. So I've got my last 5 rounds in here, and we're gonna go for our plate. We're about 12 yards from my plate, you know, about 36 feet. And we're gonna go for single action. And I wanna just show the accuracy of this gun. I think I've got the hold figured out. I'm gonna try to concentrate hard. Four for 5. As you can see, when I did my part, I piled them in a nice little group in the center of the plate. I had one flyer, definitely I flinched. This is pretty accurate. So finish up shooting here. You can see my target there. And you know, I have some pretty good groups. My all shots are on the top of the plate with one flyer down there. And I got 2 piles right there of 3 shots each. So this revolver is showing that it's pretty accurate, you know, and the biggest problem with this revolver, just like most guns, is going to be the shooter. That's your biggest variable. But when I really concentrated and got my hold and got rid of my flinch, I was able to hit that plate at 12 yards pretty consistently. If I had more ammo, I would have stretched out farther and seen if I could hit it at 20 or 30 yards. I love to do that. See how far you can take a gun and get it to hit something. You know, it's definitely fun. But I had a lot of fun shooting this. You know, who would I recommend this gun for? I would recommend this, first of all, somebody likes revolvers. Also, somebody that likes big bore revolvers. This being 44 Special has a big hole in the barrel, and this is going to be quite a deterrent. You know, I would look at this gun as really a self-defense gun. Somebody that doesn't want a magazine-fed pistol, you know, and wants to stick with a revolver. And somebody that knows how to shoot, that can handle the recoil of this, because it's you know, it's not punishing, but it's definitely got some kick to it, you know. But it doesn't hurt, it doesn't sting at all, at least my hands. And I did have gloves on, and these are thin North Face gloves, but these will aid with recoil reduction. Also with this Crimson Trace grip on here, it's a pretty good brand name, so I bet there's some nice cushion in that grip to soak up some of that recoil too. And you can get heavier bullets too. Those are 165s. If you jump up to the 200s or 220s, even 240s, something for this, you're going to get some more stout recoil. You know, I guarantee if you shoot some 240s in this, you know that, you know, it's going to give you a good thump. I had a lot of fun shooting this, and you know, it's definitely neat to have a big bore gun, you know, a big 44 Special, you know, have those big bullets, and you know, just some of these damage we did to some of these stumps right here in dead trees was pretty impressive. I mean, some of these bullets, there was one area that ripped through 6 inches of birch tree, of a solid birch tree. It's not the strongest one. This is definitely designed for somebody with personal protection as the main mindset. Somebody likes a big bore, big stopping power bullet. You know, limit capacity 5 rounds. That'll be your big knock against this gun, is that it only, you know, carries 5 rounds. You know, and it's not going to be quick to reload this. But if that's for you, that's fine. You know, it's definitely better than no gun, and definitely has some punch to it. Also, I mean, some people might disagree with me, but it might not be the worst backpacking gun. You know, if you hand loaded for this, you know, loaded some wad cutters up, some like, you know, 220, 240 grain wad cutters up, you know, loaded them on the hot side of 44 Special, might not be, it's light, it might not be the worst thing. Just put your 5 rounds in there, maybe an extra 5, head out into the woods, you know. Wouldn't be your best choice, but it's not the worst choice either. Definitely better than a 9mm, you know, because you're going to be able to shoot a much heavier bullet, you know, out there. The other thing I got to touch on quickly is the price point and the quality of this. It's not a bad, Charter Arms isn't a bad gun company. This is the second one I've handled and I've shot, but it's not Smith & Wesson. It's not going to be a Dan Wesson. It's not even going to be a Ruger. You know, Ruger makes excellent revolvers, so does Smith & Wesson, and there's plenty of others out there. But you can just tell by holding this and fondling it, you know, you open it up, you could, you know, feel it, the tolerance aren't quite as tight as the Smith & Wesson, you know, and you can definitely feel the difference right away. That, you know, that quality milling isn't there, you know, of a Smith. You know, you can see some of the castings right here, but also remember, you're not paying $800 for this. This is probably about $375, just the regular version of this. So, you know, it's definitely very affordable. Nor would this be a gun I would buy if I planned to shoot a lot of rounds for it. If I was buying this gun and you're planning on this being your, you know, your main gun, and you know you're gonna shoot 100 rounds out of every week and have it for years, I don't think this would be my first choice. Spend a little bit more money on something else. But this is an important gun to shoot, to figure out the hold. The first couple times I shot this with my buddy, I had no idea how to shoot. I couldn't hit any. I mean, I was terrible with this thing. At 7 yards, I wasn't hitting a 16-inch piece of paper. I mean, I was abominable. And I figured out why, because I was using the top of the front sight post, and all my rounds were going way low. And a couple of them, when I first started out, you can see went low into those stumps right there, and didn't hit anything. But I've definitely figured out how to connect with it. I've connected with it well, you know, pretty well. Definitely room for improvement, but pretty well. And you know, and I would practice with this, you know, if you bought one, you know. But you know, a lot of people, there's a lot of misconception out there about the actual rounds you shoot, and unless you hand load for this, it's going to get very expensive to shoot this gun, and that's the other big drawback, is the price of ammo for this. It's very cool, but this has got similar ballistics to 45 ACP, and 45 is going to be half the price of it. I had fun shooting this thing, and that's the bottom line. You know, I've shot a couple guns recently that aren't that much fun to shoot, and this is fun. It's fun load. It's a lot of fun loading it each time. You know, and those big caliber bullets. It's definitely cool. But you know, and I think for the price you pay for Charter Arms, you're getting a lot of gun. You know, and they're good and they're reliable. They work well, and this is accurate. But do take your time and practice with this. Know your hold, and learn to shoot at double action, you know, at least at close ranges. You know, at 7 yards, you're going to be able to hit a 12-inch plate with this consistently at 7 yards with this. And I can only do it when I really concentrate, you know, on my trigger pulls. But, you know, definitely a good gun. And I don't have a holster for this, so I don't know how good it carries, but just looking at it, I would think this is probably a reasonable gun to carry. Not the best gun to carry, not the worst. I would say it's somewhere in the middle. It's got a little bit of girth on it, but all the edges are kind of rounded a little bit. Except for a couple on the hammer, right up here in the back of your rear sight right there, you know, could dig into you. Also your cylinder eject right there, that could dig into you a little bit. But, you know, this is probably not that bad to carry this. You know, but thanks for watching, folks. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe. Also, I love answering questions. So if you have any questions, post them below, and I'll get back to them as quick as I can. Begin here. Today I'm bringing you the Charter Arms Pit Bull in 44 Special. My dog's in the way. I gotta go move my dog.